Hello to everyone, welcome to Falling into the Arms of God, Meditations with our beloved saint of Teresa of Avila. This is your Pastor Yeti. Fear and worry. Let us leave our fears in His hands, and let us forget the weakness of our nature, which is apt to cause us so much worry. Our fears and worries begin in our imaginations. First, we think about and see obstacles, real or imagined, before us. These thoughts and images then promote fear, which ripples through the body. Next, we start to worry as we imagine all the possible outcomes that could occur and try to think of ways to prevent their happening. We become victims of fearful thoughts, and it continues to grow until we are able to release ourselves from its grip. But what is this fear, and why does it have such a strong hold over us? Fear is an acknowledgement that we are entering a realm that we have no control over. It is a place we are unfamiliar with and do not know how to effectively handle. Since we are creatures of control, this is an extremely uncomfortable predicament. So fear is born. Teresa experienced enormous fear. In the first half of her life as a nun, it was standard practice for the nuns to speak about the nature of their prayer life and the inner state of their soul to a priest. Their relationship with God was to be revealed as accurately and honestly as possible, which of course Teresa complied with, owing to the intense and intimate degree of her relationships with the divine. The priest often told Teresa that she was being misled. She was told that her experiences did not issue from God at all. It was the devil, they said, and she was ordered to rebuke all such experiences. But apparently God did not agree, and He did not cease in communication with Teresa through ecstatic means. He did this by absorbing her in divine love, whereby she entered altered states of being. These experiences lasted anywhere from a minute to several hours. Teresa worried incessantly that her soul was in danger, and she spent many hours fretting that her life was nothing but an illusion. All that was occurring, of course, was that she was walking on an unfamiliar path. The priest, not having experienced these prayerful ecstasies of absorption, could not imagine that God would speak to a soul in such a way. In fact, many of them had not truly heard or had ceased hearing the voice of God. This was the conclusion that Teresa finally reached after many years. She earnestly warned her nuns about the importance of finding a priest who could understand the nature of their souls. She also handpicked the priests for her new order and made sure they were capable of experiencing the delights that God offered. We can fear everything, said Teresa, if we let ourselves succumb to the notion of fear. Our imaginations can turn against us and show us scenarios that are very far from the mind of God. Then we worry, which produces nothing but anxiety and doesn't change a thing. And this fear need not be very intense. Very often all we experience is a twitch, if we find ourselves worrying over a situation. Fear is behind the worrying, and behind that fear is the feeling of not being in control. We do not know what is going to happen, and we are not comfortable with this. Better that we hand everything over to God. And Teresa said, and also to relax in the knowledge that we are being well cared for. No one can ever say, I never worried, because I think it's a daily knowing that there is a worry to be worried about. Is it about money? Also, people who have a lot of money worry. Is it about circumstances in the family? And so on. It's a thing, it's a trigger that gets us out of our balance. And it's not easy to let it go, because we, in our humanity, wants to control everything. And I'm not saying this with easy words, because sometimes there are situations where families are in deep worrying that they don't know how to move on. Let us be prayerful and not judgmental. Let us be considerate as we hear the suggestions that our beloved saint is offering us. Try. The thing is, we don't have to explain to God, because He knows us. We can tell Him. And learn to let go. Let yourself gently relax into your place of quiet and peace. Notice any thoughts that may arise, any worries from your daily life, any fears, large or small. Take them all to the divine lap and place them there. Ask for the divine to take care of them and to help you surrender your control. Ask that your imagination be used for God's communication. May the peace of God be with you and stays with you. God's blessings. This is your Pastor Yeti.